community. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, just
Yes.
one follow-up question in relation to that, the same question I'd asked. Because CS nominee, what I would really want to hear, 20 years ago, the Kenyan state was the leader in manufacturing in the region. As of 2023, statistics are showing us that Uganda has now overtaken Kenya. The contribution to our GDP of manufacturing in Uganda is, as of 2023, was at 15.65%, while Kenyans has stagnated at about 7.6% as of 2023. And 20 years ago, Ugandans, Tanzanians, Burundians, Rwandese, all the way to Congo, people are importing things from Kenya. What is it that you intend to do as a Minister for Trade and Industry to get us back to where we were at least 20 years ago, if not anything else? Because, and I agree with you, it is these protectionist policies that in a way are negating those gains. If you go to Uganda, it's not very big mega industries that are growing that contribution of manufacturing to GDP. It's small industries. But those are the small industries we are killing in Kenya. What will you specifically do to ensure that as you harmonize policies and legislation, you also encourage small cottage industries to grow in the country and take us back to that position where we were the leader in the region?
Thank you.
Yes, Master.
Thank you. Just to build on to what majority leader said, nominee, it's not just about aligning Kenya's trade and industrial policies to the legislation. It's also about aligning all that to sustainable development goals, because that is what will guarantee that we continue to industrialize, that these industries continue to thrive and grow and expand. So those specific initiatives or plans or action plans that you intend to undertake, I think that's what we want to hear from you.
And maybe to guide you, CS nominee, for instance, we are signatories, and I see you are a consultant with the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. And having been a consultant, I don't know whether you still continue working as a consultant, but this African Continental Free Trade Agreement allows free access to markets of countries that have are signatories to this agreement, from Southern Africa, East and Central Africa. But then again, locally, we are signatories to that agreement, but then we have policies again that are negating the provisions of that agreement in terms of restricting the free entry of raw materials especially. And I have a case in mind of those two industries that I mentioned, clinker in cement and billets, steel billets. Because we pretend to be manufacturing those billets here and producing our own clinker, yet we are importing coal, and therefore probably the inputs that we need for production of that clinker becomes very expensive. And that's how you find that cement, the prices are almost 1.5 times as what they ought to be. And therefore, I don't know what you will do, but really it is something that needs someone who will be very bold to confront all the players and be able to have a very balanced program of how you balance those trade agreements, the growth of our cottage industries, and protection of big industry.
Lee will take the Deputy Speaker.
Yes, mine is brief, just to as a follow-up question. The cost of clinker has significantly increased